Hey guys, I'm back. I'm back again on live. It was acting up earlier. My phone is acting up. So I was I'm doing this again. I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna try this one more time to be on here. Try this one more time. So hopefully it's not buffering this time when I come on here. And this time I'm gonna tell my testimony. Okay, this time I'm gonna tell my testimony. I'm gonna say what I was gonna say before. I did live earlier at 3 o'clock, but it was acting up and buffering. So I'm gonna try this again and see if it works. So I'm gonna try this again and see if it works. I did it at 2 o'clock earlier, but it was acting up. So I'm gonna try it again to see. And I was in my bathroom this time. This time I'm in my mom's room because they're in the living room watching TV and it's loud, and I don't want to be I don't want it to be loud. Hi, Jaylene. Hi, Jaylene. Hey, boo. Hey, girl. How you been? I was on here earlier, but I was on live earlier, but it was acting up, so I'm back on here again. But how you doing, girl? Why you wasn't there before? I was on there at 2 o'clock. Why you wasn't there? But I'm glad you're here. You're the only one here, but that's good. You good? I'm good too. We in quarantine. We in this. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Just chilling. Can't do nothing. Can't go out because of the situation. Can't go out. So I gotta do what I gotta do to make it work. But I miss you, girl. I miss you. Yes, you support a friend. You gotta support me. Thank you for supporting me. Make sure you like it. Make sure you like this live. And welcome to Princess Lizzie live stream. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. I need as much support as I can. I was on it before, but it was acting up and buffering. So I'm gonna try this again. And this time I'm gonna start my testimony. I'm not gonna ramble. If y'all want to ask me questions, I'll do a Q&A. Jaylene, I'm doing a Q&A. You can ask questions, and then I'll start telling my testimony and everything. So, yeah. But that's basically what I'm going to do on here. I'm want to try to be here for an hour, but I'm going to see because my phone be acting up, and I'm using my phone. So, until I get a better quality camera. So, this is my second time on live today. And I'm trying it again to see if it works. So we gonna see what happens. But everyone that is coming on my live, make sure you like it. But what you been doing, Jaylene, since we can't go nowhere? How you been, boo? What you been doing since we can't go nowhere? I'm waiting for people to come so I can start telling my testimony. At least 2 to 3 people, I could talk about it. But I'm in my parents' room because I had nowhere else to go because my parents are loud and I don't, they be yelling and they're working from home and yeah. So that's why I'm here in my parents' room, not in my room, because the living room is connected to my room. So But I'm happy you're on here, Jaylene. Like, yes, girl. Like, what you been doing, Jaylene, since you can't go nowhere because of the situation? Because I just been chilling. Can't go nowhere. I don't even know if they're gonna have the graduation in April for me. I don't even know if we're gonna have the graduation in April because of this whole situation going on. So I haven't heard from nobody. I haven't heard from Miss Joseph or I haven't heard from nobody. Nobody called me to tell me anything or email me saying. I haven't even heard from Bobby either. Bobby haven't even emailed me in a long time. So I don't know if they're even gonna do graduation this year. So hopefully they do because I worked hard for that. I worked hard to graduate on time. But where's the people at? Like, where all my people? But yeah, like, I'm gonna start telling my testimony. If y'all miss it, y'all miss it. If y'all don't, you don't. Because I might not even be here that long because there's nobody really in here but just me and you. Me and you, Jaden. So, I don't know if y'all know, like, 2 years ago, I had a fire in my apartment. So I'm gonna tell y'all how it happened. So what happened was I was in the house by myself and I came home from school because I was in college. This time out I went to Borough Manhattan Community College. So I was coming home from college and I just was like sitting down. Like normally when I come home from school, I just like, sit down, chill, eat if I'm hungry or anything or just be chilling. So I'm just going in between my room and my in the living room because like I'm charging my phone. This time I'm like charging my phone and it's like I'm charging my phone and I'm like charging my phone and I'm eating lunch. Now I'm like eating something. I don't even remember what I was eating, but I was eating something. And it was like a lot. Like I was eating something and I just kept going back and forth in my room. The last time I went back in my room, I'm smelling something smoky. Like I'm eating, like I'm looking at my phone, like not paying attention to nothing really, just looking at my phone. And I'm like, I smell something. I'm like, what's that smell? Like it smells smoky, like really smoking, like something's burning. So I'm like, maybe it's from outside because the windows were open. So I said, let me close the windows, and then I checked the stove because I wanted to make sure like the stove is not on. Like, cause sometimes the stove just come on out of nowhere. So I had to make sure the stove is not on. So I made sure like the stove is not on, and I went to go check the stove. And the thing about it is like once I went to go check the stove, like it was good. Nothing was going on. The stove wasn't. Nothing was happening. So I'm like, okay, good. The stove is good. Then I went back in my room. Like I went back in my room and it was just like smoking. Then I went back in the living room to eat, and I'm like, okay, everything's fine. Then I went back in my room, and it was smoking. Like it was still like now it's smoky, not smelly no more. Now it's smoking, and I'm like, okay, it's smoking now. So what am I supposed to do? Like I never been in a situation like that, so I was pacing back and forth, didn't know what to do. So I called my mom on the house phone because my phone was charging, and it was like I didn't want it to die. So I called my mom on the house phone and I was like explaining to her, but I'm explaining to her like in a like, cause I'm very like I was very like excited because it was like a lot going on. I was like telling my mom, I was like, Mom, this and that happened. I smell something smoking. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's smoking. I don't know what it is. And then my mom was like, calm down, telling me to calm down because I was hyped up because I'm like I don't know what to do. Like I'm by myself. I have nobody in the house but me. So I'm like what to do, what to do. My mother was like, okay, do you see any fire? And I was like, no, I don't see any fire. I don't know where it's coming from. I just know what's in my room. I don't know. So then that's when my mom was like, leave the apartment. She told me to leave. She told me to leave the apartment. But mind you, I went to go, instead of leaving, like, I went back to get my phone. Yeah, I did. I was still in the apartment at the time because it wasn't smoking that bad. It was just like a little smoke and whatever. So I went in and I got my phone and then I left. And then I ran out and I literally ran out. And then I locked the door. So then my mom was like, oh, make sure you, like, she told me to knock on every neighbor's door. And I did that. I knocked on across the hall from me. I knocked on the left, like the neighbors that live on the left side of me. I was just knocking every apartment. So then it was just like one neighbor, she answered finally. I'm like, with her, it was like her and her husband, her and her boyfriend, whatever. So she answered and she was like, is everything okay? I said, I don't know. It's smoking. Like, I'm over here, like, devastated. I'm like, I don't know. It was just smoking in my room. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I need help. I don't know where the fire extinguisher is. So I was just, like, all over the place. So then I get up. So then my neighbor, she was like telling me to come in, come in, come in, come in. It's okay, everything's gonna be okay. And she was like, you want some? Because I was coughing because the smoke was in my lungs. So I was like coughing a lot. And then she was like, you want some water? And I was like, yes, please. And I just got some water. And then once she gave me some water, it was like, once she got me some water, it was like, I felt a little bit better because I was less coughing. And then after I was coughing, then it was like after like I was coughing, then she gave me a cough drop. So I'm like, okay, thank you for the cough drop. She gave me the cough drop, and once she gave me the cough drop, it made my throat a little bit better. So then the boyfriend that lived with her, he opens the door, and mind you, now it's like smoke. You see a little you see a little fire coming out. I'm like, yo, I'm scared. I didn't know what to do. It was like fire and smoke at the same time, but mostly smoke. So then he decides to leave the door open, and they arguing, and I'm over here, like my heart is racing, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like I'm not calm. I'm still not calm. Like I'm still like worried about where we're gonna live, worried about all that, and I go and I go and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I was like trying to calm down. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. And I was just crying. I was in tears. And she was trying to calm me down. And they was arguing about, why would you leave the door open? Why would you leave the effing door open? They was cursing back and forth. While I need to calm down, y'all cursing about the door. So he closed the door. And then once he closed the door, he because he had my keys, he locked it. So then now I'm still on the phone. I'm still on the line with my mom, and my mom goes and tells my dad what's going on, cause tells my dad what's going on. So while they're talking, whatever, I'm trying to calm down, trying to get rid of this cough, cause I had a lot of smoke in my system, so I had to like get this cough going. So then my dad comes. So the fire department was behind my dad. So my dad came, and it was smoking because remember my neighbor, he left the door open, and it was smoking, a lot of smoke. And he decided to once it was smoking, um my dad was about to go in the apartment, was about to go in, and my dad was like calling me Lizzie, and I'm like, daddy, like I'm calling my dad. I'm like, daddy, like yelling, calling daddy. So then he heard, like, he didn't go in the thank God he didn't go in the apartment, because it would not be okay. I didn't want to lose my dad and lose all my stuff. So I just went so I just he just followed my voice, and he followed my voice, and he went to my neighbor's apartment, and he was just like hugging me, making sure I'm okay. Are you okay, Lizzie? Are you okay? Okay. And I said, I don't know. I don't, like, I said, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And then I was starting to tell him what happened. He was like, you don't have to tell me. Your mother told me already. She told me exactly what happened. I just want to make sure you're okay, make sure you're safe and everything. I'm glad you are safe. I'm glad nothing happened to you. That's all that matters. But I was crying and I was like, I don't know, like, I'm so I was just saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Like, I kept apologizing to my dad. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I think it was my fault. I thought it was my fault. Like, my fault for not doing anything because I didn't know what to do. So I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, crying into tears. Sorry if I cry. Just sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna need some tissues. So I'm like, I'm sorry, sorry, sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. So my dad was like, stop it. Stop it. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, okay. I'm kind of getting a little calm. Then now this is the time where the fire department comes. And the fire department, they came, they bust open the door. Of course, they put water everywhere in the apartment. They put water everywhere in the apartment. And once they put water everywhere in the apartment, it was like after they was done doing what they did, they came to my neighbor's apartment and they asked me a lot of questions. First of all, it was a lot. They was asking me, oh, what happened? Are you okay? What happened? I'm glad you're safe. So I told them exactly what was going on. And they was like, did you see any fire? I said, no, I didn't see any fire. It was just smoke and that's it. I just saw smoke and that's it. So then they was like, oh, okay, you didn't, that's good that you didn't see any fire. And then they was like, and then it was like, you were the only one in the house. In the house, I was like, yeah, I was the only one in the apartment. The only one. Came home from school, and then I'm like trying to calm down. I was trying to calm down. I was trying to calm down, and then once I calmed down, I was like, well, trying to calm down, and then once I calmed down, I was like, okay. Now the EMT comes and they're like, oh, you okay? Are you okay? They just kept asking me questions. They was like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And then they was just like checking my vitals, making sure I'm good, making sure nothing is wrong with me, make sure, like, everything was good. So everything was cleared. So nothing was wrong with me. Everything was clear. So I was grateful for that. Everything was clear. I was grateful for that. And then, sorry, I'm going to the bathroom. So after everything was cleared, then it's like, after that, like, once everything was cleared, then it was like, um, I was able to, me and my dad, we were able to go outside in front of the apartment to see my mom, my dad, me, my mom, my sister, my niece. They were all worried. They were like, are you okay, Lizzie? Are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, I said, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. And I was just crying to my mom. And I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. My mom was like, it's not your fault. And I'm like, crying into tears, thinking it's my fault, thinking I did it when it wasn't even my fault because I didn't do anything. And I'm like, just if I cry, just know it's sad. I was just like, I'm sorry, sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen. And then like after like then once it happened, like we everybody came to me, all my neighbors, they were loving me. They were like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm glad you're safe and everything. So now now we have to go in the car and figure out where we're gonna live. But thank God my sister had enough. Thank God my sister had like a house at the time, so she already was like had a house already. She was already like moving already. She already moved. So it was like, thank God she was able to move. Thank God we were able to live with her and squeeze up in there. When I tell you, after that day, I was traumatized. I told you, I was traumatized. I had nightmares after nightmares after nightmares. Like, I could not sleep for a week. I couldn't sleep for a freaking week. Like, I really couldn't sleep for a week. And the thing about it is, like, my mom was like, Liz, you okay? She made me sleep with her. But even when I was sleeping with her, all I was doing was crying, 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 crying all freaking night. just kept on crying. I kept crying all night, non-stop, couldn't stop crying, and I was just like, so like, I don't know. So knowing that, I know that God was there for me. Knowing that, make sure you keep your faith. Because if you don't keep your faith, then you don't know how good God is. Okay? God is good. I love you guys so, so, so much.